Hello, friends. Glenda Wallet here, and welcome to my craft room today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located on the west coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. And today I'm going to be stamping a beautiful card with you using the Magnolia Mood bundle and the new Frames and Flowers designer paper. I always forget that name, but don't forget the paper. It is gorgeous. And I'm going to show you what's included in the paper because it's a bit different. We haven't had one like this before. All right, so let me flip you around and I will share the card with you. So look at this. What a stunning card. So it uses the Magnolia Mood bundle. This is one of the frames from the Frames and Flowers designer paper. And there's the inside. I even added stamping and colored and the envelope. So first of all, the colors I'm using are Early Espresso and Memento. I will be coloring with Dark Soft Seafoam, Light Granny Apple, the Petal Pink combination, and Light Lemon Lolly. And I'm going to be using the Magnolia Mood bundle, which is the stamp set and the dies. And the Unbounded Love dies, this one for the sentiment. And the Fern embossing folder, and I'll show you where I'm using that in a half a sec, and finishing off with some in color shimmer gems. Okay, so if you look in the background, there's the embossing. So I have a sheet of embossing in behind there. Now this designer paper, oh my lord, this is good. So it's a bit different in that you get 3 pieces of designer paper. They are double-sided papers, so you get the benefit of a pattern on one side and just a color wash on the other. So that's pattern 1. This is pattern 2 with that on the back, and pattern 3 with the floral on the back. And then along with those 3 sheets of designer paper, you get 3 sheets of laser cut ephemera pieces. There is 4 frames or 3 frames, 4, 6. I can't remember. Oh no, it is. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of them. So that's the first, that's the frame I used. It's already cut for you, and the center is already cut out as well. And then I just took mine and mounted them on 12 by 12 so I can see what they all are. Look at this. Now, I'm not sure that this is going to show up in a class because it's very difficult without everybody having their own package because not a lot of these things overlap. So we have several different shapes and varieties and flowers and leaves. And then there's circle frames. Oh, apparently these have all fallen down. Oh, well, there we go. So a bunch of circle frames. There's solid ones. There's ones with the insides cut out, oval. There's round. There's quite a bit of choice with this designer paper. So I have chosen another one of the frames to use today. This is it. So it's going to go over top of the embossed layer. Okay, so 5 1/4 by 4 basic white for the card base. Nope. 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Sorry, scored at 4 1/4 and folded in half. Then I have a piece that is 5 1/4 by 4. There's 2 of them, one for the front, one for inside. And there's a piece that is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and that's going to do all the stamping and stuff on it. And then a 1 1/2 by 3 1/2 piece for the sentiment, and of course the frame that goes on there. Okay, so step 1, let's get one of these layers embossed with the fern embossing folder, which adds lovely leaf or embossing on it. We'll run that through as soon as I switch out my machine here. I've got an avalanche happening behind me. I'm trying to do multiple videos today. So I think it's time to put things away and clean up for the next one. Okay, so we've embossed that. That's ready to go. That plate's back on there. Okay, so now I'm going to get the big piece, the 5.5 by 4.25 inch piece, and we'll do some stamping. So the flowers are stamped in Memento. The sentiment is stamped in early espresso. Get this good and inky. And there are 3 flowers that I have to do. So I'm going to kind of try to maximize my paper. There we are. So one image. Oh, this flower is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and we'll get the little one. Tuck it down here at the bottom. And then the bigger one. Now this stamp set is an online exclusive, which means you can only see it online. It is not in our catalog, but that doesn't mean that you can't order it in any of the normal ordering things. Okay, let's get out the early espresso and stamp the sentiment. Now this sentiment comes from the stamp set. It's a really lovely happy birthday. Okay. I'll grab that die for the sentiment. We'll line that up and get it ready to die cut. One. Okay, now I'm going to need this die, that die, and this one. And hopefully I'll be able to cut them all out at once. That's why I have such a big piece of paper, because then I can stamp them all and die cut them all at the same time. There we go. A piece of Post-it note pieces on there. Hold it in place. Like that. And now the big one. And when you're doing die cuts, just remember to take your time and get things set up properly, because the longer you take to line your die up, the better your chances of having it match. Okay, we're going to die cut all that stuff. Oh, and through it goes. Now I haven't used any of the extra dies on this card. There are a whole bunch of standalone dies. So this one cuts out the leaf image that is in the stamp set. And the rest of them are standalone. So there's a big one for the back that also does a flower. And then there's some leaves, and this one has some blooms on it. And then there's a smaller one. So you get quite a variety of dies with this bundle. And the fact that this month, now you are supposedly watching this on the 27th of June, which means the June ordering special of an extra 10% off of all bundles that have dies is just about over. So hopefully you have taken advantage of getting 20. It's not 20% because it's I don't think they had the time that I'm recording this, I don't have a lot of details. So I have to go read up on it because I'm not sure if they're going to take 20% off of the top or they're going to take 10% off of the 10%. And if they do that, then it doesn't work out to be quite 20%, but it's still a huge savings. Okay, there we go. We got all of our pieces. Now we're going to color. We're going to color our flower. And I'm going to go in with light lemon lolly and do the flower center. Now I'll be using that to do those ones as well. And then I'm going to use light petal pink to add color to the petals. And I'm not going all the way up to the top. I'm just doing part of them. And a little bit here. Some in there. And of course, you can always go in and color the whole thing if you want. Magnolias in our area, if they're pink, they usually have a lot of white on them. Magnolia season happens in late April where I live. So we have pink ones, we have white ones, and we have yellow ones. And yellow is the color that I have in my garden that I share with my neighbor Kathy. We were talking one day years ago when we just first moved in, and I said it was my dream to get a magnolia tree. So she was out at the garden center a couple of days later, and she was so excited she came home with a magnolia tree that she only paid $5 for. Well, that is a huge, huge savings. Turns out that it's a yellow one, and it's not as spectacular as the other ones. I kind of wanted a pink one, but the beggars can't be choosers, and the garden is it's planted. That is planted on Kathy's side of the garden, not my side. Okay, so I have this all done like that. Now I'm going to go in with my dark soft seafoam and do the leaves. And then I'm going to add some granny apple green to the center of the leaves just to add a little bit of brightness to them. Today is my videoing day, and I am videoing lots and lots because I have my July classes, my July class, my July club, June in color club, and the 4 I need to be pre-recorded for when we go away. So it's a marathon today. And then I'm going in with light granny apple green, and I'm just going to do right down the center of these so it adds a little bit of contrasting color to it. There we go. That's done. Okay, now we're going to go in with this one. That's that one there. So I'm going to take my, I think I'll just use the dark. And I'm just going to add a little bit of color right down at the bottom of each of those bud petals. Now on the original one, I used both. I did the light and then I added dark over top of it. But I wanted to show you that you don't have to do that. You can just use the dark. And then this one, I'm going to bring in the light and do most of this because this is a bud. Like that. So that's the light. And go in with the dark and add some dark to the petals as well. There we are. So I'm done with the petal pink. There's no yellow, so I'm going to go with, oh, look, I forgot to do that bud. Oh, well, just add some, there we go. I'm going to go in with my dark soft sea foam and do the leaves, just like we did on the big one. Add a little bit of granny apple to them down the center. Like that. And then this one. So while we're away, I have videos scheduled for 2 Mondays and 2 Thursdays that we will be away. So I will be back on the 27th of June will be my next live demonstration. And this you are watching on the 24th of June. So you will have 3 days and then we'll be live with you. I'm hoping to do some cameos, live cameos, I'm calling them, while we're away, but it all depends on the grandchildren. Because when we're up there, they come first. I do try to keep up with my business, and because they are in school all the time, it's going to be easy to do that. Okay, got all of our pieces. Oh, except I didn't stamp the inside, which I need to do so I can color it. Stamping paper here. Here, I thought I was done and ready to move on. Not so much. Okay, so the card is hamburger oriented, which means it goes horizontal. And we'll put this hanging in from the top. And the envelope. I think I'll just do the little one. I don't remember what I did on the envelope, and I could look, but no, I want the big one. Changed my mind. Went with one way and now I've changed it to the other way. There we go. Stamp and done. That's ready. That over there. And do a quick color job on these the same way I did the front, just adding some pink at the bottom of each one of these petals. And I need the light for this one. There we go. The light. Go in and add the dark. There's that. Now, light soft sea foam. Nope, dark soft sea foam. Sorry. Forgot which one I was using. I love the light soft sea foam, but this stamp set has so many artist marks on it for shading and stuff that you don't see the light when you use just the light. There we go. And then just a little bit of granny apple down the center. And you see how that just lifts those leaves up a little bit. All right, we're good. Now let's get this on the inside, then it's out of my way and I don't have to worry about it. That's my card base. All right. Next step is to put your embossed piece down. Now I did use the fern embossing folder here, but if you don't have fern, then you could use just about anything in behind there. All it's doing is just adding texture to your card. Okay, then this is going to go on top, but I need some dimensionals. So let's just go in here with my scissors and cut these apart. All right. Adding lots on here so it doesn't cave in on me, because we are going to put flowers over the top. Now I'm just going to go around the hole a bit too. This and one more there. Okay, now we'll put this on. And if I can get the liners off. You probably don't need to use this much dimensionals, but I like to make sure my cards don't cave in on me. And I mentioned that probably every time I do a card. Okay, here we go. Now this is the same no matter which way I put it on here. So I'm just going to hover above and try to center that frame. Okay, now we'll put this one on because it just goes flat on the top there. Up here. That. This one, it's going to go on there. And then we're going to tuck this one in underneath that. So put a little bit of stamp and seal there. And grab dimensionals for the bottom part. Just making sure that needs one up there in that corner. Okay, put that part on. Uh-oh, my light just flickered. It's never a good sign. Okay, so we're going to put this. It's going to go there. So this one is going to scoot in underneath right there. All right, so now this is going to be flat on the one underneath it, like that. And these are going to be flat. I have a horrible feeling my light bulb is going in my odd light. There. Now we're going to add in I think I'll put it on there and then I'll add the dimensionals. It's easier that way sometimes. Yep. My light is not healthy. Scoot underneath that leaf. I'm sorry for the flickering. I will turn that light off. Because it's not working well. We'll put one underneath there. Now by doing it, putting this on and then adding the dimensionals afterwards, I know exactly where they need to go. Slide one away in under here. There we go. All right, now before I go any further, I'm going to grab my wink of Stella and just put some wink of Stella on the bottom of each one of those petals in this stamp, and then maybe just some sweeping and right down the center of all of the leaves. And we'll do some highlighting on this as well, definitely in the center. There we go. Now let's get these leaves done. I really like putting Winky down the center of my leaves. There we go. Then time for the sentiment, and it's going to live right in there. So I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on the bottom of it and tuck it up underneath that leaf. Oops, apparently there's a dimensional in the way. Kind of picking my spot where that leaf goes. Now, it's this dimensional that's in the way. Let's see if I can get that off. Grab a couple more here. One there. And then grab another one, put it so that's half underneath the sentiment and half underneath that leaf. Now, to finish it off, we're going to add some in color shimmer gems, if I can find them. And these come in all the new ink colors, and I've kind of used many of the colors. And I think I'll put that one there, and we'll just put that one up there and there. So that's the peach pie. Now we'll grab a couple of, let's see, do I want Shy Shamrock or do I want Summer Splash? I think Summer Splash. One there and one more. In there. There we go. And there's our card. Finished. The inside and the envelope done on both of them. They both use the same elements. It's just a different frame. So this one's a little bit squarer. This one is more oval in the inside of the frame. And I'm sorry about my light. I don't know, I've had that light for probably 12 or 13 years, so it's probably reason why the bulb is going. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed the journey to create this Magnolia Mood card. Don't forget, these are online exclusives. You can't find them in the catalog. And during June, from the 5th of June till the 30th of June, you can enjoy an extra 10% off of this bundle, I think. Now, at when the time that I'm recording this, they haven't confirmed which bundles. They did say ones with dies. I'm hoping they include the online exclusives as well as the ones in our catalog. But you'll find that out in my newsletter. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon in my craft room. Stampin' Smiles. Bye for now.